Hello there. So, every morning, man, I love that song. Sugar Ray, my vacation band when I was growing up. I always listened to them when we went to like Florida or, someplace nice and sunny. So I think it's very fitting that you requested this song. The rhythm guitar part is pretty simple. You may have already figured it out. I don't know. It also, you might be able to sneak in some kind of Velvet Underground cover because it reminds me of Sweet Jane, or even like Louie Louie if you want to go that far back. Also, I think they tuned down a half step, but I'm not completely certain because you can play the whole song without doing that. So just throwing that out there. Anyway, it's going to be in a slightly off key. Key that we don't normally play in, A flat or a G sharp. So bar chord on the 4th fret. We're gonna do all the rhythm guitar parts with bar chords. Luckily, there's only 4 chords in this whole song, 3 for most of the time, until we get to the bridge. So anyway, A flat, and then E flat. So root on the A string for this one. So that's 6, and then ring is 888. And C sharp or D flat. A flat, E flat, D flat. I always think of it as C sharp, to be honest. I don't know why. So we got A flat, E flat, C sharp. Check this out. Off pitch there, but or let's see if I can do this. Sweet Jane, oh, Sweet Jane, oh. Sweet Jane has more chords, but you could fake it and it would sound nice. Anyway. I'm sure you just listening to me play that, you already got the strumming pattern. So in preparation for this lesson, I tried a couple different ways to play it. But the way, when I was singing and playing it, which was more difficult than I thought, I just ended up doing all downs. So that's how I would do it if I were you, while I was singing and everything. If you work on that and sing it, you'll find it to be enough. I'll give you the up and down strum version as well. So let me adjust the camera here. I'm using my laptop today. Thought I'd experiment with that. So, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down. So this E flat chord, always an up. It's worth it to try it. It definitely has a different kind of feel as you're doing it. And, I'm here to make you a guitar player, not just to teach you one song. So it might expand your horizons a little bit. So again, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down. Cool. It's functionally the same as the other one. Okay, that's pretty much it. We'll talk about the bridge when we get to it. Let's talk about the fun stuff. Ah. I messed it up. Oh well. It's still fun. So this will be interesting visually because it's in that A flat key, so it's sort of not your usual spots on the guitar. I'm going to send you a tab of this. So I want you to think about these lead lines as based around these chords, and I'll kind of outline that as we're going here. So this very first part, these two notes. So this is the 4th fret on the B string and the 5th fret on the G string, trying to get the light so that you can see the strings on my guitar. 4 on B, 5 on G. Those are already in this chord. Notice I don't even have to move my middle finger. So we're literally just playing lead right into the chord that's already playing. And we just kind of fancy it up here with this extra note. So I'm using my ring finger on the B string, 6th fret. I'm sure you've already got that. So that's the first part. So this next part, let me think. Yeah. So this little part here, notice I'm barring D, G, and B on the 6th fret. Well, guess what chord has those notes in it? This one, C sharp. So I could literally go pretty cool, right? Yeah, why don't I just try and make an arrangement of that real quick? Ah! I'll forget the slide. Oh. Not as easy as I thought. Anyway, okay, so we've got now this next part that I was digressing over, based off this chord. We're gonna bar the 2 middle strings, D and G, on the 6th fret, and I'm just adding on the 8th fret on G, taking it off. So. Last part, think of this as returning back to this chord. So we're playing 6 on D and 5 on the G string. And I'm just adding my ring finger again, taking it off on the 6th fret of the G string. So. So that's the main part there. I'll do it one more time for you. Okay, I think you've got that. Now here's the little ending to that. So we return back to this first thing that we played. We just kind of hammer on and leave it there, let it ring out, and then we play those 3 notes. So this is a pick slide. I'm going 8, 6, slide to 5 on the G string the whole time. That's all that is. There's other ways to play that, and I was debating teaching it in a few different ways. But I think that that's actually true to the recording. So when you play lead guitar, there are some, you could call them stylistic or aesthetic choices that you can make. One of them is, do you want to play your melodies kind of in the same position, or do you want them to be played on one string? Playing them in one position is nice, ergonomically, but when you change strings, you lose the continuity of the notes, because think about when you're singing, there's no break in your breath when you sing all those notes. So a lot of times what guitarists tend to favor is, instead of playing it in the place that would be easiest, place that would be easiest like that. What a lot of guitarists favor is that continuity of the note. So as you're going through the different notes, there's a sustain that happens in between them, even as you're changing. The way you achieve that is by playing everything on one string. Versus small choices. So I'll play them both back to back. It's not huge or anything, but in the recording, at that moment in time, the guitar has got the spotlight on it. So I think they just wanted to have that articulated in a very specific way. When you're playing lead guitar, one of the things that I often tell my students, and one of the things that I strive for the most, is to think like a vocalist. Because, when we play on our instrument, we don't have to worry about breathing, so we can play as many notes as we want. But when you start thinking about singing, taking those pauses for breath, and you listen to great singers, or great horn players, any instrument like a wind instrument, what you find is that those pauses for breath are very musical moments to kind of let the song breathe as well as your body. I think that single string articulation, I know I'm kind of digressing on this small detail, but I like to think of it as maybe priming you for a future lesson. That's a moment where I feel like the guitarist is thinking like a vocalist, which to me is sort of the high art of lead guitar playing. Okay, enough of that. Okay, so there's not much more to go. So the bridge, she always rights the wrongs for me, baby. So that's where we get that fourth chord. So this one is C sharp, E flat, hold on. She always rights the wrongs, yeah, for me, baby. She always rights the wrongs for me. Every morning there's a halo. Yeah. So that little 4-bar bridge. So we go, and it's just downs again. I'm playing eighth notes this time, no syncopation. So as in, I'm just playing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and nothing fancy in between. C sharp, E flat, A flat, F minor. So this is a really tough bar chord, probably not for you. But especially with that Taylor that you're probably playing, that little baby guitar. But it's just a bar chord with no middle finger. Just to remind you, just in case. And that's it. She always rights the wrongs for me, baby. She always writes the wrongs for me every morning. There you go. Okay, so to recap, you can kind of play this minute over and over if you want. This is the verse. Here's the lead guitar bit. That's the hook. Do that again. Okay. The bridge. Goes back in the chorus. Chorus and the verses are the same guitar part. Oh yeah, and then there is one little part that's pretty cool. I'm sure you were wondering about it. It's this kind of high up thing that happens during the verses. It's got this kind of tremolo effect on it. But yeah, okay, so it's all the way up here on the 11th fret. So from the high E on down, it's 11, 11, 12. And we're just going to keep this shape and we're going to move chromatically, just like Bubbly Toes. Or no, it's that Ben, oh my god, the Burn One Down guy. You know his name. Same thing. One thing I'm doing to kind of get that tremolo-y effect, I'm just giving it a little wobble. I'm not really like moving my fingers. It's more like, how would I describe it? Obviously I'm moving my fingers, but I'm not really, just think like that way. It's like vibrato, but vibrato is up and down and this is side to side. And it's very subtle. It's not like, doesn't change the pitch. That's the best I got on that. Wobble. That's all I'm doing. You could, it's like a violin vibrato is what it is. So if my guitar didn't have frets, this would actually change the pitch. Because it doesn't, it just kind of changes the volume of the note. Okay, that's it. I'll send you a tab. And yeah, let me know what you think. See you later.